have you improved socially? Have you improved spiritually? Are you still staying in the same place? Do you still have the same friends? Or you still tell the very same stories? Do you even believe that friends you have today have a say into what your tomorrow will be? Do you even believe that even the place in which you live today has a say in where you'll be 10 years to come? Today we have a friend by the name Hunyeme Sarah who decided to leave Nigeria for Uganda. Listen to the story, it will be thrilling. One or two will be inspired. May the Lord bless you. Hello viewers, I want to welcome you back to Learn with Brandon. As you've already heard, we've got a new visitor. Even when she looks Ugandan, she's all the way from Nigeria, and we hope to enjoy the story from Nigeria. We are glad to have you.
I'm pleased to be here too.
Thank you for accepting the call.
You're welcome.
So who are you?
Like you introduced earlier, I'm by the name Hunyeme Sarah Maujro from the western part of Nigeria.
Yes.
And luckily I find myself in Uganda. So.
Okay. Very nice. Luckily you find yourself in Uganda. Oh, how would you describe your growing up as an infant, adolescent, something like that?
Well, growing up, I actually didn't live in a place. I was moving from one place to another, like from one state to another.
Okay.
So my experience is learning other tribes, you know, getting to a new place, you have to learn their way of life.
Yes.
And then after learning, staying there for some time, you also move to another side. So I basically will say I grew up in varieties of places.
Okay.
But for my upbringing, it was full of fun.
Okay.
In the way that I was being pampered, spoiled.
Okay. Spoiled Sarah.
Spoiled in this essence of maybe overprotective of me at some stage, especially during my early adolescent age.
Is that mommy, daddy?
I would say that is daddy.
Daddy is a spoiler.
Not really, you know.
Hey.
He was just too overprotective of his female children, so. But to me, I love that aspect of him though, because I would say I'm daddy's girl.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love that aspect of him.
So you were around how many in your family?
Well, we're just 4, 3 girls and just a man.
Is that man before you or after you?
After.
Ah, okay. So in a word or two, so how was your experience of moving from one state to another?
At first, I'm scared of moving, but making new friends, visiting new places, learning things you never knew about before, actually prompts me to enjoy traveling around and staying in different places instead of just staying indoor, which is from church to the house, from school to the house,
to the market.
Then that's exactly from the market to the house. But moving out actually made me to get exposed to a lot of things which make it fun to me.
So you said you come from the western part of Nigeria.
Yes,
is that where Lagos is?
Yes, that is where Lagos is.
So is that where you grew up from?
Well, yes, I grew up from 4 different states in western
Lagos?
Parts. No,
in
western
the
parts
region
of Nigeria. But basically, my family stays in Lagos State, so I stays in Lagos State. Most of my time, I lived in Lagos.
Okay, thank you for that highlight. Did you have any challenges growing up?
Yes, I had some challenges because, like I said earlier, I was moving from one state to another.
Yes.
I had to live with people.
Yes.
Reason being because I have to move from one place for my educational aspect, which is another school which is far away from home,
Yes.
and also living with family and friends.
Yes.
So that is it.
Okay. So that means somehow your family particularly didn't have any financial challenges or something. Is that what you're saying?
There was challenges when it comes to financial. I wouldn't say that the bed is full of roses at all time.
Yes.
Yes, because everything was okay during my primary school.
Yes.
My junior secondary school, which was from senior 1 to 3, according to this place. But on getting to the peak, the climax of my secondary school, which is senior 6, everything turned around and it becomes difficult. So that was the challenge I faced during my stay.
Sorry about that. Did you lose someone or something like that for that challenge to hit hard?
Okay, this is it. It's just like I was in school because my senior school was a boarding school. So I was in school, and when it was getting close to the holiday, I told my parents I'm coming home, and they were just like, don't go to that side, come to this side. And I was just like, what do you mean? This is where I know all my life. And we're just like, some things happened, but we cannot explain to you on phone. And what actually caused the financial breakdown was because my father lost his business because of issues with government and every other thing. So because of that, the financial status dropped, and I couldn't also, it's led me not to continue my education at that present, so I have to stay at home for some while.
Oh, okay. How long was that stay at home?
Staying at home was 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
What was that experience like? What did you do staying at home?
Okay. What did I do staying at home was, I am somebody, I have this mentality of not depending on my parents, even if they can provide everything for me. Okay. I love eating out of my own sweat. So because of that, I start up business. Okay. Though I didn't start from a bigger share of business. I started by making hibiscus juice to primary school students. And from there, I started making snacks, donuts, pastries, cakes, and everything.
In the 2 years?
Within those 2 years. Though I added teaching in the primary school to it, to have double source of income.
So you are making juice?
Yes, I'm making juice.
You're making daddies?
Yeah. And
you're even teaching?
And I'm also teaching.
You have 3 sources of income?
Yes, please.
How did you come to learn all this?
Okay. When we were growing up, our parents have this mentality of you making your wealth yourself. It will make you to know how to live life and also how to spend the money. So because of that, during our stay, especially during the holidays, our parents introduced us to learning skills, learning trades, and some other things like hairdressing, tailoring, making beads, making bags, leather bags, school bags, and every other thing, shoemaking, and crafts. So we learned that so that in case of any future circumstances, you will be able to survive on your own.
And
without...
here you are surviving.
Yes, actually I'm surviving in Uganda.
So tell me about, you told me what you did for the 3 sources of income. So what was that income like for maybe a 18-year-old, 20-year-old?
I didn't have any, I would say during that period, I never had much expenses.
Yes.
So I was saving up for the future, in the sense of me saving up for school, because after my parents had that financial challenges and I have to stay back at school, I had this mentality, with or without my parents, I must go to school.
You must survive, yes.
I must survive. I must make it in life. So that was my watchword, and I decide I do everything possible, save up money, and I enrolled myself back to school.
I hear you say, with or without your parents, you must survive, you must live, you must exist.
Yes.
So what saving, compared to the earning, what amount of saving would you do, let's say per month?
Like I said, I was having 3 sources of income. So what I do is, my salary comes at the end of the month, which is for the aspect of teaching.
Yes.
But for the ones of snacks, it comes every day. At the end of the day, I do my calculations.
Yes.
So what I do is, I remove, after I have already gathered the money,
yes,
I remove the profits and then the capital itself. So out of the profits, I divide it into 3.
Yes.
My savings, my labor, and also my tithes.
Savings, your labor,
and also my tithes.
Your tithe.
Yeah, so that is how I do it.
That profit must have been huge.
No. No matter how small, it's what's just staying at home. It's what's better than just staying at home. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Doing nothing. So even if I am making like 5,000, let me just approximately to like 10,000 Uganda shillings in a day.
Yes.
I just remove my 1,000 for tithe.
You are saying, no, we are talking about profit as 10,000.
Profit at 10,000.
Yes, yes.
Then I remove my 1,000 for tithe.
Yes.
Then I remove my 4,000 for labor, and I save 5,000 as my savings.
Okay.
Are you getting me? Because
class.
So, and that has helped me to cut down my expenses when it comes to food, instead of just buying food outside, which the food are always expensive outside.
Yeah.
The money I can use to buy one food, I can use it to cook for the whole day. So I prefer cooking just to reduce the expenses.
Okay,
so
thank
that
you.
Is how it's done.
Thank you so much. I hear you say, among the things you are paying for, okay, you have said about 50% was for saving,
yes,
and about 40% for labor.
Yes.
Who took the labor?
It's still me. Okay.
So you are paying yourself?
Yes, I'm paying myself.
Okay.
Just the way you work under a company,
yes,
and at the end of the day, the company will, out of the profit they've made or out of the money they've made in a month, they give you your salary.
Yes.
The owner of the company also pays himself, and
yes,
the remaining ones, they keep it for expenses of the company. So what I do is, inside my labor,
yes,
is the aspect of me taking care of myself.
okay,
Whatever my feeding, my expenses falls under labor, because I worked for that money.
yes,
So
yes,
that is where I take care of myself from. So that is it.
okay, thank you so much. We'll come back to that story in a minute. So did you, apart from working from state to state within Nigeria, how often did you travel outside the border?
Okay, outside the border, at least once in a year or twice in a year I travel.
That is when you are still living under your parents' house?
Yes.
That they are capable of giving you that offer?
Okay, yes. Reason being because I have family and friends in other countries like Benin Republic, which is a small country beside Nigeria.
That's Benin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we also have Togo. We also have Ghana.
Yes.
But mostly, I'm always in Benin Republic because I have a lot of siblings there. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now that you seem to have had the financial muscle to have every year to travel twice or once, why do you say you are lucky to be in Uganda?
I would say the reason why I said I'm lucky in Uganda because I have never thought of, I'm not going to say I've never thought of coming to East Africa because I have always loved to be in Kenya.
Yes.
Are you getting me? I've heard a lot about Kenya, so I always have it at the back of my mind that I want to be in Kenya.
Experience
but
those.
I have never been told about Uganda. Okay,
Yes.
maybe because, let me just say, maybe when they were teaching us history in school, I wasn't concentrating
To Uganda.
to Uganda. But I would say I heard about Uganda early 2021. And
that is not in your history in class.
no. Okay, I won't say, that is why I said I'm not going to say it wasn't in our history.
Yes.
But I will say I wasn't concentrating on the countries when they were teaching us in school.
Okay.
Okay, so I heard about Uganda in 2021 when I finished my diploma
Yes.
in my former university, and I was just like, I want to further, but I want to stay away from home.
Far away from home.
Yes. I wanted to stay far away from home. I wanted to learn in another dimension. I want to see how things are done in other places.
Like, sounds
So,
like starting afresh.
Starting afresh. I wasn't having Uganda in my mind. I was having countries like Canada, you understand, Europe,
Yes.
you know, those bigger places. But with God we have it. God said, you remain in Africa.
You are going nowhere.
You are going nowhere. And He brought me to Uganda.
So how did you come to Uganda? You said you heard about it in 2021. How
I
did
heard
you
about
hear
it.
of it?
Okay.
How did you come? Yes.
How I heard about it in Uganda is through my auntie. I call her my auntie, but she's my pastor's wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was she in Uganda or
Yes. She finished from Uganda here.
her school?
Yes, at school.
Okay.
You know, I was having a conversation with my pastor. I was just like, Daddy, I just want to step out. I want to start afresh.
Of Nigeria.
And he was just like, there is a country you can go to. And he made me to understand that I'm not going to tell you that place is going to be like London or Canada you expect it to be, but it's a good place to be. So I was just like, Uganda? I have to go and browse about it. And well,
Yes.
I didn't see anything fun about it. The only place I had in mind about Uganda was River Nile. The source of River Nile, so I was very eager
To see.
to see.
Have you seen?
But I was disappointed.
When you reached the...
When I got to source of River Nile, I was disappointed. So
Sorry. So I don't know whether you have healed or what.
well,
Yeah.
I will just say, okay, I was expecting it to be like something unique, probably something like a rock, or something like they build something
Around it.
special, something unique around it. But on getting there, entering the boats, getting to the source, the man in charge of the boat just said, just look at the way the water is just moving around. I was just like, come on, this is not what I was expecting. So I was disappointed.
Wow. Yeah.
So I was actually expecting something special, something like an image of something unique that shows the hand of God. You see, but I didn't see anything. I was just seeing the water moving. To me, I felt like it was just a pipe linking from down. So I was disappointed in that aspect. So
If you had paid millions, you have been cheated in a way.
actually, I was cheated.
Sorry for the heartbreak.
I'm already healing. Yeah.
But you have not recovered.
Not yet.
Please don't allow to die before you heal.
No, I won't.
Okay, so how was Uganda like apart from the Nile story? Your first time, your first week in Uganda.
Okay, I would say the
By the way,
first
when
day
was it that you came to Uganda?
I came to Uganda on the 28th of October 2021.
The same year you knew about it? The same
Yeah, the
year you
same
came.
year.
You are very lucky.
I'm
I have
very
known
lucky.
about Nigeria forever. I'm still dreaming about
Yeah,
it.
the same year. And I'm very lucky to be here.
We
very
thank-
pleased.
We thank the Lord. You are very pleased.
I'm very pleased.
What was your experience in the first week or two?
My experience. At first, I was complaining to my auntie, telling her, why will you bring me from the city and bring me to the village?
Like Uganda was a village.
Yeah, maybe I will not say Uganda is a village, but I will say the parts where they brought me, it's a village.
Which one is that?
When you get Bugema University.
So they downloaded you direct here?
Yeah, they brought me directly from the airport down to Bugema University. Then I look at the environment, I was just like, auntie, this is like my village.
Hey, oh, even your village is better.
But, okay, one thing I love about Uganda, it's peaceful. You know, you sleep on time, you wake up on time, and people in it are friendly. I was welcomed. I wasn't expecting that because, let me say, the first 3 weeks when I came, I was shy to come out. So I was always locking myself inside the house. The only thing I do is I come out to maybe to go to church or buy anything outside, then I rush back in.
Running away.
Yeah, I was scared people are going to judge me, people are going to insult me, like they're going to discriminate me from their way of life.
Yes.
But on coming out, making friends, I would say I've really enjoyed Uganda. They're friendly, welcoming. Even though I don't like the food that they were serving me when they were trying to accommodate me, I will still say it means a lot to me because they didn't judge me, they didn't discriminate themselves from me. They welcomed me for me, and that is what matters to me the most.
It's awesome.
I felt loved. I felt important in a foreign land. So it actually means a lot to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
We are lucky to have you in Uganda.
And I'm lucky to be here. Very lucky.
So that was your experience in the first 3
Yeah, that was my experience. I was really welcomed and I felt loved. So because of that, I had that courage to come out, to talk to people. And what actually made me to make a lot of friends was because of my accent. And people were just like, come on, you sound like a Nigerian. I would just be like, yes, I am. So that makes me to have a lot of friends. And I love being around people. So because of that, I felt loved. I felt like I had a family away from home.
There are some previous Nigerians have made a good name.
Yes.
So when you find a lecturer teaching Nigerian English, that one will be a celebrity.
I had difficulties with some of my lecturers.
In Uganda?
In Uganda. Because, you know, they're always joking with me, laughing at me.
Via accent.
Yeah, the old sound and everything. So they're always laughing at me.
Yes.
Sometimes I decide not to answer questions in class because I felt they are going to like laugh at me again. But with time, I realized that them laughing at me was not making fun of me.
They enjoyed.
It was something they enjoyed, so I got used to it.
Now you deliberately.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that is it.
Did you find the challenges? Like what challenges did you find in like fitting in the Ugandan culture? The food.
The food. It's I didn't really enjoy the food. Let me just use the word because if you have been looking at Nigerian food, you realize that looking at it facially, just physically, it's appetizing. But looking at a Ugandan food, no, to me, no, on a personal ground, no. Especially matoke. I don't like matoke at all.
Hey, we don't have jollof rice here.
Yeah, you guys don't have jollof rice. You only have few sorts of portions, you understand?
Yes.
So, I'm somebody, I love varieties of food. And here, basically, rice and beans, portion and beans. And one thing that makes me to find it difficult, beans is actually a major,
here,
a main food in Nigeria, like the main dish itself. But here, beans is counted as a sauce to the main dish. So, which I found very difficult because...
So, what you are saying, you cook, you prepare beans and you eat as a meal?
As a meal, yes.
How is that?
Okay, out of beans, I can make 3 different dishes. But for here, beans is beans. Is it that sauce or beans? You get?
Yes.
So the watery aspect of it is the sauce and then the beans itself. So to me, it's not comparting with the main food. Okay. So I found it difficult. And when it comes to culture, I would say African, we have similarities. Okay. To talk of respect, as a woman, you have to go down your knees to greet an elderly person, or at least a little bit.
Is that true in Nigeria?
Yes, it is very true, especially my culture. You have to go down your
Which
knees.
Culture is that of yours?
The Yorubas.
Yoruba, okay.
You have to go down your knees to greet. So I also saw that here, which is something I feel we are doing the same thing. It's respect. So it's easier for me to adjust to it. Though one of the things I feel I have seen around is this authoritative aspect of a man ruling, which on my own personal ground, I don't really enjoy.
You enjoy a woman ruling?
No. A woman have to be submissive, but some men are ruling to the extent of turning their partner into their property, in the sense that they can do whatever they want to the woman. So, which make a lot of women not to actually know the sweetness in relationship and marriages. Okay. So, that is one thing. I am not saying that a woman should not be submissive. I am not saying that a woman should not do their duty as a woman, like cleaning, doing the normal things, respecting their husband and every other thing. But I just felt like that's love, life is not really shown in this country. It's just like you are obligated to be my wife, so you are under me. So like there's nothing like fun, there's nothing like this kind of sweetness in relationship and marriages. It's just like we are living like tenants. I am your husband, you're my wife, and you have to cook for me. This That is one thing I've seen, because I expect to be seeing lovers together, playing lovey-doveys, showing the young ones that love exists no matter how many years you have been in a relationship. But I only see that the love life is only in the relationship. But immediately they get married, I feel they don't show it anymore. That is one thing I've noticed in my vicinity, like in my community where I've been for some time now. So
in Uganda? In
Uganda. So I don't really like it.
Okay, so paint a picture on what you would like a marriage or a relationship to be like.
Well, I will say it starts from the foundation itself, the background. It is true that Africans, we have this mentality of being obligated to someone.
Yes.
Living under someone. So we, the young ones, are also taught that way. I heard there's a culture in this place that a woman is not meant to look into the face of their man, like directly. It's wrong. And I also heard that a daughter-in-law cannot have a close contact with their father-in-law. So
and the father is not any big person in society.
Even if he's a big person in a society, you are not meant to like have any contact. Even if you want to talk to your father-in-law, it has to be at a long distance. So I really feel when you are in the family, it should be filled with love. You guys should be able to relate freely, friendly, and rules should not be imposed on you compulsory. It should be a free will. You should do things out of happiness, not like it is a must for me to do.
Obligation.
I feel sometimes, okay, for example, as a woman that you have been cooking for some times for your husband, Your husband should also fix a date just to surprise you by cooking for you, even if it is just once in a year.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
But I realize women in Uganda men in Uganda just feel like, me, I can't enter a kitchen. I am not. It will look as if it's a course or something, which is, to me, it's not right.
It looks like you have been in someone's place. I thought you were in the university gates.
Yeah, I'm always in the university, but I visit around. Okay, I study my environment a lot. I study people. Merely looking at you, I can tell you if you are... okay, maybe couples are walking and I'm looking at them. I can easily say if someone is being oppressed or if someone is if they're truly in love. I'm not going to call it a spiritual gift.
Some place in life to another place in life.
Okay.
We are glad to have you. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.